Please welcome back to the mountain stage, Kathy Mattea.
So friends gather round and bid me goodbye. My body's bound, but my soul shall fly. My little light shining from the sky. Oh, they're calling me home. They're calling me home.
I've read, and you've told me personally, that you were concerned at first that whether you'd be taken seriously doing this, because you didn't do it all the time. As when you were growing up, you didn't get into this, but you've learned, you certainly made it your own.
Well, thank you for that, Larry. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of formal music training, so I was like a sponge, and anybody that would teach me something, I would learn from. And there was no one in my world to teach me the traditional music. So it was like going back and picking up a missing piece, but I'd been singing in the commercial world for a long time. And as you know, this music isn't commercial in any way. I mean, people just wrote their experience, they sang. Right. So I really was concerned that I would kind of sound loungy, or, you know, it wouldn't sound authentic enough. And
yeah, well, that is a concern, and especially somebody like you who is a genuine person. You don't want people to feel like you're going in and trying to do something that you shouldn't be doing.
I didn't want to do it if I shouldn't be doing it. Yeah. That was the thing. I wanted to honor the music, and really it was great because I learned so much about stripping away another layer of my own self. Yeah. I still feel like I have nights where I do that better than others, but it's a great thing to feel sort of challenged, you know, at 50 years old, to like press into the idea of singing in a new way.
I'm from West by God, Virginia, and the high Kentucky hills. I'm dirty, but I'm honest. I pay a poor man's bills. I'm prosperity and poverty. I'm a scoundrel and a saint. I'm loved, reviled, misunderstood. I'm hope in a hopeless place. Hello, my name is Cole, and around here I'm the king. Some say I'm a savior, some say death is what I bring. Well, I've broke miners' backs and hearts, and I've wrestled for their souls. Let me introduce myself. Hello, my name is Cole.
I really feel lucky. I mean, you know, when you've been singing for decades and decades, to have something that makes you feel that way. I mean, most of the time after you've been singing 25 or 30 years, you know your voice, you know how to sing a song, you sort of fall into being Kathy Mattea.
Right, sure.
And so the great thing for me about this was because I felt the urge to do this from such an inner place, I really wanted to try to do it justice, and so for me it was all about stripping the Kathy Mattea out of it and trying to at least be inspired to try to be as viscerally connected to a song as Hazel is when she's singing. Yeah. You know, when Hazel's singing, there's nothing between her and you, and I don't think I'll ever get there, but as an inspiration, it's pushed me further than I've been before.
Yeah, she was something else. She was on the show several times, and to hear her sing there are a few people like that. Ralph Stanley, there's a few others you could name, where you feel like that they just kind of grew out of the ground, and that's the way it was. It wasn't like they were trying to do anything. That's what happened. They just did it.
You know, I had this experience a few years ago with I went up in the mountains and met with a whole bunch of people who wanted to come and tell me their stories about living near strip mines and stuff. But before they did, they brought this lady, and I'll never forget her. She was an older lady, and she had one of those faces where you couldn't tell if she was old or young. You couldn't tell how old she was. She was like an innocent, and she had written some songs, and they sort of brought her forward, and she stood like about as far away from me as you are, and she sang me these songs a cappella. And it was like Gene and Hazel's kind of singing, but she looked me dead in the eye the whole time, and she just sang to me. There was like no self-consciousness, there was no shyness, there was no apology. It was the most intimate thing. And I mean, I can still tear up thinking about it. I think I've been too corrupted to ever really be that naked, but it's such a thing to be inspired by.
Oh, say, did you see him? It was early this morning. He passed all your houses on his way to the cold. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining, West Virginia his home.
Well, there are people that are known for singing old-timey and folk music, and I won't name them, I mean, it's easy to figure out, who really didn't grow up in that world. They learned it,
Yeah.
and they learned it very well, and they
Yeah.
do it very well.
Yeah.
But in a sense, you have a better pedigree to do this than they do. Your folks were in the mining business on both sides of your family, and for you to sing a coal mining song is not exactly inauthentic. I mean, you didn't grow up working in the mines or in the coal fields, but your parents did.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting part of really accepting that that's true. I had to be told that by some people that I respect, like different people over and over. Marty Stewart was like, "Hal, it's in your blood."
Yeah.
And another friend from Apple Shop in Kentucky said, "You have as much right to sing these songs as anybody on this planet. You own them as much as anybody."
Yeah.
And he said that to me when I was apologizing for having moved away at a young age, And
Which so many people do.
well, yeah,
Let's
and to
face
do
it.
what I wanted to do, I had to.
Driving on down that old town road, listen to my rubber tires whine. Well, it's goodbye to Buckeye and white sycamore. I'm leaving you behind. Oh, I've been a coal miner all my life, laying down, tracking home. Got a back like ironwood, bent by the wind, but things as blue as the coal.
I'll tell you one thing for sure. She's been coming here since 1985 or 2013, so we've known her that many years, 28 years we've known her. And she is a genuine article in the sense that we've known her before she had hit songs. We've known her when she was the biggest thing in Nashville, winning everything. And we've known her since she changed her career and you went to Scotland, you started singing, you went with Doogie, the project you did there, and now you're doing the projects here. And she's never changed. And that's something, that's the highest praise I could give somebody. You've always been the same and you treat people the same, which is pretty wonderful. Kathy Mattea is her name. Calling Me Home is the name of the new CD, and it's a wonderful CD. She's a great singer, a great voice, and she has taken these songs and made them her own, and thanks for coming back always.
Thank you, Larry. I thought it was going to be all about the 30th anniversary of Mountain Stage. It turned out to be all about me.
Well, no, it's,
Someone's coming. Someone with squeaky shoes is
Tell 'em
coming
be
down
quiet.
the hallway.